Researchers show that sewage pollution in the Mersey estuary is as bad as it was 40 years ago. Now, there have been big efforts to clean up the River Mersey in recent years, but a new study has found that nitrogen sewage pollution in the river's estuary is as bad as it was in the 1980s. Nitrogen levels in the estuary going back 200 years have been analysed by researchers from Durham University, and that's all thanks to a collection of seaweed from the 1800s, which is being stored in the World Museum in Liverpool, as our environment correspondent Judy Hobson has been finding out.
In the 1980s, the River Mersey was said to be the most polluted in Western Europe. A public outcry sparked a clean-up campaign. But new research suggests this river is still heavily polluted with sewage.
So this is from 1845, and this was collected on the shores of the Dingle.
The researchers used herbaria, dried seaweed from the collection here at the World Museum in Liverpool.
In the collection, we call this the herbarium, and we've got about 440,000 botany specimens in here. They date back from the 1780s right through to modern day to, I've got stuff which I collected last week sort of thing.
Seaweed acts like a time capsule, capturing in its tissues the environmental conditions it was growing in.
This one's collected in Bootle, from Bootle Shore in 1849. This is when we had the cholera outbreak in Liverpool, so we had one of the highest rates of cholera in the country. The cholera was caused by the sewage inflow into the Mersey.
Researchers wanted to investigate nitrogen pollution in the estuary over the past 200 years. They found that sewage pollution today is at a level only last seen in the 1980s.
This actually had the highest in the whole study, this one. That was from 1978, when the Mersey really was considered polluted. I don't think we really realised how bad it had got again. I think that's one of the significant things to take from it. I think we were all surprised at that.
The seaweed was loaned to a team at Durham University to be analysed.
The results indicated there was really elevated nitrogen in the estuary. We were open-minded in thinking whether it was sewage or whether it's coming from a lot of agricultural, where they use artificial fertilizers. We were astonished to just see it was dominated by sewage.
This new data from Durham basically shoots a big hole through the water company's line, saying that, our rivers have never been cleaner since the Industrial Revolution. Well, this shows clearly that isn't the case.
The Mersey Rivers Trust says since the 1980s there have been significant improvements in water quality and sewage treatment, and as a result there are many more species of fish in the Mersey, including shark, dolphin and Atlantic salmon. So why have levels of nitrogen sewage increased? Researchers say it's most likely the result of population growth. Climate change and a drainage system which can't cope are also factors. The answer, they say, is more investment if we're to see a continued recovery of this precious river. Judy Hobson, BBC North West Tonight, Liverpool.